Examples of inappropriate behavior that's committed by some black folks. Just what do I mean by inappropriate behaviors? Inappropriate behavior is behavior characteristics that some black folks exhibit that slows down and stagnates the process of us as a whole, as a group, the collective. Inappropriate behavior, I got this term from Dr. Claude Anderson. And speaking of Dr. Claude Anderson, today of all days just happens to be his birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Claude Anderson. I speak about Dr. Claude Anderson a lot because I believe he gives some real game as to how we as black people come out from under some of the present day circumstances that we find ourselves in to a more prominent status, but not just one or two of us as a whole, as a group. I also speak about Minister Farrakhan a lot as well, because I learned the game of a do-for-self mentality from Minister Farrakhan. And a do-for-self mentality simply means we ain't sitting around twirling our thumbs, waiting on anyone or anybody to do anything for us. We know and understand that if we want something done, we got to get up, stand up, and do it for ourselves. So with that being said, we now move on to inappropriate behavior committed by some black folks. So the things I'm going to say is not going to be in any particular order. These are just things I thought that have relevance that some of our people have to change in their minds, the psyches. Stop apologizing for doing nothing wrong. An example of this is Jamie Foxx put up a post a little while ago saying that a friend backstabbed him. And he said if they backstab Jesus, they backstab you, something along them lines. These people done took that and ran with it and interpreted that as him saying something anti-Semitic. He apologized when he did nothing wrong, inappropriate behavior. Rodney King gets beat down by race soldiers with a bag, gets his bones broken, teeth knocked out, and the first thing he says when he gets out of the hospital and tells the news reporters is can't we all just get along? Inappropriate behavior. If you constantly supporting businesses outside of your community, people that don't look like you, without so much as a thought to support a black-owned business, inappropriate behavior. Because you lack knowledge on how just important it is for you to support your own businesses, people that look like you, even if you got to pay a little bit more sometimes. Do it anyway, because generally speaking, that will benefit the collective of black people. At least you got a shot on the money staying in your community if you support black-owned business. On the other hand, you ain't got a snowball's chance in hell if you supporting people that don't look like you, outsiders to the community. Because when that shop or store closed down, they take that money immediately back into their own communities. And if we ain't calling out our own people over foolishness, degenerate behavior that are hurting the community, running around hurting and selling drugs to black folks, that's inappropriate behavior. We got to start even holding our own people accountable when they do things that go against the best interests of our people. When our young people get cut down in the streets senselessly, and our people in general, by these race soldiers, the first thing that the family or the parents come on the news and say is, we need to get on, forgive, let's move past this, let's go march, inappropriate behavior. If you keep on participating in the presidential election, and neither party, Democrats or Republicans, serve the need and the interests of black people, both of which are feathers off the same bird, inappropriate behavior. And last but not least, I'm no one's judge, but whatever your representation of God, the Creator, Supreme Being, what have you, if that doesn't reflect the image of you and look like you, inappropriate behavior. How could you expect a God that don't look like you and empower you to do anything for you? Peace.